Over to interview of.
I'm Frank Musser.
Thank you. Okay. Were you enlisted or drafted?
I was drafted.
You were drafted. And when were you drafted into the military?
6th of February, 42.
Did any of your friends or any of your family also get drafted?
Well, there was quite a few from around Millersburg area, Lycan Valley.
Oh, really?
That went in the same time I did.
Did you get stations with any of them over in
Yes, they were with me for quite a while.
Was that good then? Do you think that was comforting that some of your family and friends were with you over there?
Yes.
I thought that was nice. So, when did you go over to Europe and start your job?
That was in 44, I believe.
Yeah. Is that when
April 44, I believe.
April 44. Is that when you started as a security guard over there?
Yes. Well, we went overseas as a trucking company.
Oh, so you worked.
And we got over to England. We were there about a week, and they broke our company up.
Oh.
And put us all in what they call a replacement pool.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I was with in the rest of the war.
Okay. So, did you travel to different areas, or what areas did you visit when you were in Europe?
Well, first we went over to England, and then we went to France, and we get up through France there, and we were past Paris and Verdun, and we ended up in Heidelberg, Germany.
Oh, yeah? Did you travel with any of the troops or anything like that?
Well, we were with our same outfit the whole.
Okay. How did you travel? Did you travel on foot?
Well, sometimes we traveled on foot, sometimes in trucks.
Okay. What did you carry with you when you traveled over Europe?
Well, we had our regular pack, our backpack.
What would that consist of? Like, what would be in your backpack that you took?
Well, it was a lot of our supplies, and everybody had one blanket and a little shovel and half of a pup tent, and well, that's about all, I guess.
Did you carry any food with you, or were you given food?
No, we were given food.
What kinds of foods did you have when you were traveling?
Well, sometimes we got K rations. That was a box about that high, about that wide. There was a can in each box.
Okay.
For breakfast, it was a can of egg omelet made with Spam. And for dinner, we got a can of cheese. And for supper, we got another sort of a mixture of, it was like a spread.
Oh, that's nice. Did you enjoy that, or how did it feel?
They were pretty good.
Okay. So, when you worked as a security guard, what hours or shifts did you have to work?
Well, mostly all shifts.
All of them? Did you were you a security guard within a team, or did you guard by yourself?
Oh, we were in a team, yeah. I was a sergeant of the guard, and I posted the guard most of the time. We guarded different places as we went along.
Okay, so when you were posted as sergeant, what branch of the military were you exactly in?
Well, we were in the Air Force.
In the Air Force. Okay. Did you have to wear a badge or a form of ID to show what rank you were, or as a security guard?
No, we had our stripes that we had on our arms.
Did everyone have the same uniform but with different badges as to what they were, or?
Yeah, we all had the same uniform, yeah.
So, how did you know who was also allowed around your camp or around your area, so you knew that they weren't part of the enemy or the Axis powers?
Well, we didn't know who was next to us, you know.
Oh, okay. So you just had to kind of use your mind with that, or did any of your superiors help you and say that you need to watch this, or anything like that?
Yeah.
Did they help you? Okay. What were your exact duties as a security guard?
Well, sometimes we were guarding buildings, and sometimes we were just guarding our outfit.
Uh-huh.
And as we moved up, we guarded different places.
Okay. Do you remember any of the buildings that you guarded? At any of the places?
I don't remember any of those. Some of them
Okay.
had offices in, you know, and
Yeah. Did you have any other jobs in the military?
no.
Just that. Did you keep in contact with your family and friends while you were in Europe with letters or anything?
Yes, we were pretty regular.
How many letters would you say you got each day?
Oh, we didn't get them every day. We get about once a week or something like that, you know.
That's good. Did you miss them while you were
Oh,
away?
yes.
A lot. Did you have a girlfriend at the time or a wife?
No.
Okay. And just right to your family and your friends? Okay. What did you do when you were not working or you had time off?
Well, there wasn't much to do when you didn't have any guard duty to do. Wasn't much to do.
Did you play cards or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah,
Or
we played cards.
converse with some of your friends? Okay. What was your most memorable experience, or do you remember a specific experience at a certain place or building you had to guard?
Oh, no.
Can't remember that. Okay. Do you remember where you were stationed for D-Day, if you were in Europe?
Before D-Day.
Yeah,
We were in England before D-Day.
in England. Did you get any orders for D-Day or prior to it?
No.
You don't. So they didn't really tell you much of that. It was more like a secret operation.
Yes, and we never knew what we were going to do.
Did you meet any interesting people or good friends while you were in the war?
No.
Just
No, I didn't meet anybody like that.
what foods or items did you miss while you were in Europe from the United States?
What food?
Yeah.
Oh, we missed candy and ice cream. Good stuff like that we missed, yeah.
I bet. When did you come home after the war?
Oh, when didn't we come home? Well, we came home, the Germans surrendered, and then it wasn't long till we came home for a 30-day furlough. And I was home here, the Japs surrendered.
Oh, okay.
So we had a good time at home here when they surrendered, yeah.
Do you remember the day that they surrendered or when you came home?
Yeah, we were home and they had a big parade at night.
Or really, were you in it? Did they honor
Yeah,
all of
we
them?
all had a good time.
Oh, that was good. Was that held in Millersburg here?
Yeah.
Or was it? Wow. Okay. What other foods did you eat in Europe? Did you eat anything besides your backpack, the stuff that you got in your K rations?
Not too much.
Not too much, really. Did you have any contact with the native people over there in England or Europe where you were stationed?
Not too much. We weren't supposed to fraternize with French or German people. We didn't meet too many German people or French people.
Okay. What would your typical day be like from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed?
Well, we didn't have too much to do. We'd walk around a little and play cards and stuff like that. We didn't have too much to do.
When you worked your shifts, did you work in the morning or more towards the night, or how long would you say your shifts would have been?
Well, they had about an 8-hour shift, but it was all round the clock. We had different shifts to go out.
Okay. Do you remember the GI Bill that came into place after some of the veterans got back from war?
No.
Okay, so when you got back, did you go to college then?
No.
After you had gotten, did you just go into working then?
Yes, I came back and I worked in Muskin's, and I went back to Muskin's after
The shoe company in here in Millersburg?
Muskin's, yeah, that used to be a big factory here in Millersburg.
After you got back, did any of your friends go to college at all?
Oh, probably, yeah, probably they did.
Okay. Have you used any of your military skills since World War II?
Anyone?
Any of your military skills since World War II?
Oh,
Anything like that? Was it hard coming back after the war, back to your home and to your family?
Well, it wasn't hard, it was
Was it
good.
wonderful?
Yes.
How did your transition from being in war go, from being over in war in Europe to coming home? Was it hard adjusting to the regular things you had been used to?
No, not too hard, no.
So you were more appreciative after you came back home then?
Oh, yes.
Did you go out for ice cream then?
Say we did.
Good. So, how do you think the war changed your life?
No, I don't think it changed me too much.
Okay. Did you see anything while you were being a security guard? Like, did you see any battles, or do you think you saw any troops or anything like that happening?
No, I wasn't in any combat at all.
So, did you more like guard the tents and things, where maybe officers were making plans or stuff like that?
Yes.
Or the officers? So,
There's only one place when we got over to France. We got there D-13, that was 13 days after D-Day. And the Allies didn't have too much territory then. And we were out, I don't know how far we were in from the shore then, but I had a posted guard at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it was eerie because we weren't that far from the front lines, and you could see the flashes of mortar shells exploding, and you could even hear the rifle fire.
wow.
And it was eerie. You didn't know what to expect when you're not like that and walk around. But
Yeah. Were there any air raids going on while you were over there?
oh yes,
What did you do when an air raid would happen? Like, what was your drill?
well they didn't usually hit around us, but I know one time we were there right inside of France, and there was a town that was really fortified up. The Allies couldn't get through it. So that night there was squadron after squadron of bombers come over,
Oh, wow.
and they dropped bombs on this town, and they wiped it out. And it might have been a week after that, we moved up. We were in trucks that time. We went through this town of St. Lo, and they had a bulldozer there, make a road through it. And that town was, it might have been the size of Millersburg.
Really?
But that was flat, leveled. There wasn't a house standing.
Wow.
Every now and then you look there and you see a brick chimney standing up like that, but it was completely demolished.
If you had a chance to go back in time to World War II, do you think you would have done anything differently?
No,
Would you recommend today America's youth to sign up for the military?
yes,
Why would you think that?
it's a good life.
Do you think it's a good experience for maybe young people to go through?
Yeah, you get a lot of experience in there,
Do you think it would help them grow?
probably.
Very well. Okay. And would you go to war again if you had the chance to enlist again?
I don't believe I would.
Okay. What did you think of your overall experience in World War II?
Well, I don't know how to answer that.
Well, did you enjoy it a lot, or
No, I didn't enjoy it.
didn't enjoy it? Did you see a lot of things that will stay in your mind?
No.
Okay. And what do you think of today's war with the United States' current involvement in Iraq?
Well, that's altogether different war than World War II.
Yeah. Do you think it was any of the United States' right to go into Iraq, how we did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's it.
Oh, Tobias,
Were you enlisted or drafted into
I
the
was
war?
drafted.
Okay. When did you go?
1942, May 6th, I went overseas.
Was that like right after high school for you, or?
Oh yeah, that was 1942. I was graduated in 1936.
Okay. Did any of your friends or family go with you? Like,
No, not with me.
alright. Where did you go first of all? Like, right when you went overseas, where was the first place you went?
We went to Iran, Africa, and from there we went to Italy.
What did you do while you were in the war?
I was in charge of repairing tanks. Yeah, that was it.
Did that take a lot of lessons to learn how to do that?
I went to tank repair school for 8 weeks and learned to repair tanks.
When you learned to repair tanks, what kind of tanks you work on? Just all of them, or was there certain ones?
We worked on those days. We had the tank called the Sherman tank, and there was different kinds because we were not prepared to when they made tanks. They were all alike. We had some with airplane engine and diesel engine, Chrysler engine, Cadillac. So we had an assortment of engines because we were not prepared to fight when war broke out.
Did you see any firsthand like battles or anything? Were you right there?
I saw air raids, dog fights, and I was in the combat. I was in repairing tanks, and so I wasn't in combat very much.
Alright. When you would repair the tanks, what was like the worst thing you'd have to do? Did you have to put any like completely back together? Or?
Oh my, we had to take the front end of some tanks, completely take the front end off to repair the transmission. And oh yeah, we take the motors out, and some of the tanks were shot, the bullet was in one or another, and we had to take the best parts we could to keep other tanks going.
When you worked on tanks, did you carry any certain packs with you, like just like a travel pack, or that you carried food or anything?
No, I was issued a truck, a tool truck, and we had tools in there. That was where I worked out of the truck.
How many other men worked with you at a time?
Oh, we had over 100 mechanics from civilian life. They were good automobile mechanics, and they recruited them, and I taught them how to repair tanks. I just got out of school for the tanks, so we had a good outfit.
Alright. Do you remember like the name of your regiment or anything?
Do what?
Like the name of it? Yeah.
The name of the company.
Yeah.
529 Ordnance.
Alright. Did you have like any other jobs other than repairing tanks, or?
And the other jobs, we repaired trucks, tanks, anything out of order.
Alright. During D-Day, where were you stationed? During D-Day, where were you stationed?
D-Day, I was D9 in Italy. The invasion started in Salerno, Italy, South Italy. I was D9.
Alright. Did you have a lot of tanks to repair there? Was it really
No,
bad?
not until we got into the war farther up.
Alright. Where was the worst place that you were? Where was like the worst place you were to repair them? Like how many?
The worst place, I don't know.
Alright. Hold on.
Worst.
And I heard of the armor plate of the main tank was like shooting into a rock of butter, but that was not true. But we had the armor plate was designed so the shell went clear through and it wouldn't kill anybody nearby. But the other type of armored plate was plate steel. And plate steel would, when hitting the shell, would stop the shell, but it would break off on the inside, and it would be like shrapnel flying around inside, killing maybe everybody. So we went with softer armor plate.
What kind of foods did you eat while you were over there?
What kind of what?
Foods.
We had 3 rations, 3 cans a day, all the same.
Every day.
Morning, you had breakfast, dinner, and lunch. They were different than 3 otherwise.
Was it hard for you when you came back from the war?
Was it hard? No. I got a job repairing shoe machinery, so it was right down my alley. So,
How did the war change your life?
it made it better for me. I learned a lot. I was not trained for much before I went in. When I came out, I got a lot out of the Army.
If you would have had the chance to go back closer to time, would you have went back into a war?
But I want to go back.
Yeah.
No, I served 4 years, and I think that's long enough.
What's the worst thing you saw during the war?
I think people eating out of the garbage that was we threw away. That was terrible. We got to the thing I thought a lot of. We got to Mount Vesuvius, the volcano, and we were right up at the very edge. One jump in, went down in, and I got ashtrays I brought home from the lava. That I enjoyed that a lot. And 2 weeks after we came down, we were about 10 miles away, and that mountain that was just a fire of lava, red hot, the whole mountain. 2 weeks after we were up.
While you were in the war, did you keep in contact with any family or friends back home?
Oh yeah, I had secret messages. They knew where I was all the time. But everything was censored.
Did you make any friends while you were in the war?
Oh my, yeah. Yeah, I had good friends.
When you weren't working, what were you doing? Did you?
I'll tell you what, there wasn't much. They did take us on trips. We got to Monte Carlo, and when the war was just about over, and whenever we had a little time in our hands, well, they'd take us on little trips somewhere, like on Mount Vesuvius and different places. I like that.
When did you come home from the war?
What?
When did you come home?
When? October 1945, 45.
What was your typical day while you were there?
What I did?
Yeah.
Well, we repaired tanks, and whenever the war stopped for a little while, then we gather all the broken tanks and try to get new, better ones, put them back in shape again to run. So we worked some days 22 hours a day. Over in Italy, they had a big gun. The Germans had a big gun, that they were 7 miles away from where they invaded to try to get around where they were stopped, and they called it the NGO Express. Sounded like a freight train coming in. They shot it from a railroad, and every time they shot it, they backed it in a tunnel so they couldn't knock it out. They called that the NGO Express.
Was that the Germans?
No,
Their
that
gun?
was, yeah, it was German's gun, yeah.
What did you take with you when you went to the war?
Take with me.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. They provided everything. And I brought 2 German rifles home and made hunting rifles out of them.
When did you get any like badges or awards or anything?
Yes, I had the Legion of Merit, which is 3 behind the Medal of Honor for mechanical work. We had tanks. You take when the tank goes into war. If you don't have infantry with them, it's like shooting a sitting duck. So we got the job of making sleds to haul soldiers behind the tank to give the tank support. They were infantry, and we made 8 sleds, and I got the job to haul colonel, major, lieutenant, captain. They wanted to test it, so they wanted to pull the soldiers back of the tank. Nobody could see them, see, and so I drove the tank, and they said, hit the worst places you can, knock over trees, anything, and I did. And then we come to a big stone wall, about 2 feet wide. And they said, well, we'll call that a building. That would be a building. So, can you run over through it? I said, yeah. So I gave her the gun and went right through the thick wall, dragging them guys behind the sled. And they were taking movies of it. So, I don't know. Nobody got hurt. As we were going, is there on there?
Yeah, go ahead.
The ship, we were going into Italy. We were D9. We had a submarine alert, and we were ordered to the top deck. So it wasn't long. We hit a mine or a submarine. I'm not sure which. And when I saw the ship raise up, you look underneath the front. The lifeboat fell off, and half of our company was on that. And I was out to be the one that was drunk, but it went down later. That was it.
What did you miss most when you were at war?
What?
What did you miss most when you were at war?
What did I?
Miss most.
Oh,
From
miss. With the budget we had real good mechanics, and I got a lot of information from them, being with them. They helped me a lot. They were from New York State. You know, a fellow from Binghamton, New York. He was an engineer for a big company. And at night, we would go out in my truck and we'd tear something apart we didn't know nothing about to learn. So I enjoyed being with him a lot.